Once the surgeon has finally approached patient's bony acetabulum and has placed the cup, registration is performed with the pointer tip of the SIPT. 4 points required, 3 points at marginal circumference of bony acetabulum rim or cup, 1 in anterior superior lip A1, 1 in posterior superior lip A2, and 1 in posterior inferior lip A3. The 4th point in order to complete the cup registration should be at the deepest part of the cup, A4. By the registration of the last point, A4, a blue transparent sphere also appears in augmented reality touching the cup or acetabular floor, all acetabular surface, and circumference of the real acetabulum or cup. Inside the blue sphere a magenta sphere appear depicting the center of rotation. By touching the tip pointer of the case iPhone probe tool over the anterior superior iliac spine ASISS5 and by touching the screen of iPhone simultaneously, a red sphere appears over the anterior superior iliac spine ASISS5, in augmented reality, and also 3 perpendicular planes appear passing the center of the cup towards the S5 with different AC transparent colors, sagittal blue, corona red, transverse green, in augmented reality AR, depicting the quadrant system in 3D space over the cup. The dimension of cup diameter is presented in mm, real-time reading and measurements. By pressing the Go button, surgeon can view a gray cylinder projecting from red sphere at the clamp to yellow sphere superimposed in AR over the shaft of the real tool. The length of the presented in AR gray cylinder must end at the tip of the screw. The length of gray cylinder which ends at yellow sphere can be adjusted by pressing the plus or L button over the screen in the same way, and must coincide with the tip of the real screw, in order to be calibrated and work properly. 2D topographical map according to the 3D depth of the cup is depicted and act as a radar navigation map during screw placement. A 2D dartboard-like drawing which is composed by concentric circles, latitude, divided by lines, longitude, reflects the corresponding 3D depth cup hemisphere. Radar screen. A green line in radar screen reflects the projected location of the anterior superior iliac spine ASIS, where longitude value is set to 0 degrees and the increase in degrees towards 360 degrees is counterclockwise or clockwise according to L or R measurement. The yellow sphere now is reflected inside the radar screen as a color dot. Manipulating the handle of screwdriver, the dot color and location in radar screen change respectively, in real time. Over the screen also in real time the following dynamic values are presented, respectively. A. The current location of the tip of the screw, in relation to quadrant zone and acetabular-quadrant system, namely posterior superior or posterior, inferior or anterior superior quadrant. B. The longitude of the tip of the screw, taking values between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. Values increase counterclockwise direction from green line. C. The latitude of the tip of the screw, taking values between 0 degrees and plus 90 degrees. By default the deepest part of cup is the pole and takes value of 90 degrees. D. The insertion depth is measured in mm, namely the distance from the shell back surface of the cup to the tip of the screw. When the tip of the screw is proximal to the cup, values are negative. When it is over the shell of the cup, the insertion depth is 0, and when the tip of the screw is behind the back shell, inside the osseous acetabulum, values are positive. The color of the measured values is turning red in case the tip of the screw is in danger zone in real time. DUT reflects in radar screen in real time the current position of screw tip location and direction in 3D projection inside smaller semicircular subdivisions areas of the quadrants of the cup. Color of the dot is changing continuously according to the depth of maximum bone purchase allowed in mm, while the tip of the screw is inserted in corresponding semicircular subdivisions areas of the quadrants of the reflected topographical map, with already known values from the international literature. Optimum depth screw limit. Levels of green correspond to certain permitted depth accordingly. Light green color of the dot in the radar screen reflects that the maximum safe depth for screw placement is less than 20 mm. In other words, if real screw passes this value while the tip of the screw is in this area, the color of the dot in the radar screen will not remain light green but turns red. Likewise for others areas, green color is for less than 35 mm, and deep green color is for more than 35 mm.